The NBA trade deadline is approaching soon, and I expect some contenders to be active at the deadline as they look to improve their rosters in what seems like a pretty wide open field this year. I don't want to make this intro too long, so be sure to like and subscribe for more interesting NBA content, and let's go over one player each NBA contender should trade for. So first up for the Lakers, I have Mo Bamba. I could see a trade of Horton-Tucker and Wesley Matthews to the Magic for Mo Bamba. I know a lot of Laker fans want Whiteside, and I think he would be a cheap and solid target too, but I already talked about him a couple times, so I wanted to switch it up. I talked about Bamba about 2 months ago in an earlier video before all the rumors of him to LA came up, and I still think he would be a great fit and even more so now. He's a 7'3" center who has already shown terrific shot blocking ability, averaging 2.9 blocks per 36 minutes this season and 3.3 blocks per 36 for his career. This season, while in limited minutes, he has looked very good, averaging about 18 points, 14.5 boards, and 3 blocks per 36, while shooting 36.8% from downtown. He would be great in certain matchups when the Lakers need more of a mobile rim protector, though he is still pretty skinny and can be bullied on post-ups at times. But his height and length should be really disruptive and help protect the paint, and he will be an asset on this end of the floor. His offense is still a work in progress, but it does seem like he has improved the shot a bit this season, and he should at least be a good lob threat in the paint. But the main point of this trade is that he will be really big for their future, as the Lakers have a terrific training staff and can really help develop Bamba into becoming a legitimate starting center who has shown tremendous versatility on both ends of the floor. A front court in the future of Davis and Bamba would be great with finishing in the paint while also having solid 3-point shooting that would allow LA to run a 5-out offense. And on offense, of course, that rim protection will be absolutely nasty, and there is a chance, of course, that Bamba does not pan out, but he still has a lot of potential and room to grow that makes a potential Bamba trade a good risk to take. Though, it will be hard for Lakers to trade away Horton-Tucker in this move, but you need to give up assets to get others back. Next up for the Philadelphia 76ers, I have Kyle Lowry. So a potential trade I have would be Danny Green, Mike Scott, Terrence Ferguson, Tyrese Maxey, and a future first round pick, and second round pick for Kyle Lowry and DeAndre Bembry. This would be a move to get the Sixers that starting point guard that they need to help take some offensive pressure and playmaking off of Simmons. Lowry would be an amazing fit in the starting lineup that can playmake but also help spread the floor with his 3-point shot when playing off the ball. He would also be very useful in stagger minutes playing with the second unit to give them a true playmaker there, as Shake Milton seems to be much better when he's playing more of a scorer and shooting role. Philadelphia would also be giving up Maxey and a future first round pick in this trade, which are some really nice assets, but they're trying to win now and the first round pick would likely just be a late first anyway. This move, in my opinion, would cement them as the favorites to come out of the East, and also the Raptors will be doing this in a rebuilding effort where they have been rumored to be moving Lowry to a preferred destination of his, like the Sixers. Next up, I have the Los Angeles Clippers with trading for Terry Rozier or Ricky Rubio if they're looking for a cheaper option. In a trade for Rozier, I have Terry Rozier and Caleb Martin to the Los Angeles Clippers for Lou Williams, Ivica Zubac, Patrick Patterson, Kamengele, and 2 future second round picks. I already talked about a similar trade like this in one of my previous videos, but it still stands to be true now in my opinion, and they will be getting a nice upgrade at their point guard spot over Beverly. Terry is not a traditional point guard who needs the ball in his hands, as he's more of a scorer and basically an undersized 2 that can help spread the floor with his career 3-point shot. He would help space the floor and be a huge catch and shoot threat, but he could also playmake as well and is much better than Beverly in basically all aspects on offense. On defense, Rozier is also very good and is one of the top guard defenders in the NBA, and at this point I do think Beverly is better with a second unit in a backup role to give some energy off the bench, and a combo of him in the bench unit with Kennard or Terrence Mann would have a nice blend of offense and defense against opposing second unit guards. The Hornets would do this trade to basically hand over the keys fully to LaMelo Ball, while still getting some great pieces in this move, and this would help them build for the future while still keeping them in the playoff picture this year. I could also see the Clippers potentially making an offer to trade for Rubio as well, if guys like Rozier are too costly or unavailable in a trade, as Rubio has underperformed for a dysfunctional Wolves team this season. But that means that he'll be pretty cheap to acquire, and I think he could get back on track with the Clippers as a starting point guard who can help set up his teammates for good shots while playing solid defense. Moving on, I have the Milwaukee Bucks with their main target as Thomas Satoransky. I could see a trade that is something like DJ Augustine, DJ Wilson, and 2 future second round picks to the Bulls for Thomas Satoransky. The Bulls could really use a consistent option at the backup point guard spot, as DJ Augustin has been absolutely terrible with Milwaukee this season. Satoransky will be a terrific replacement for him, as he's a steady guard averaging 4.4 assists to only 1.5 turnovers per game and shooting a blistering hot 53.6% from the field and 48.7% from 3. He provides great playmaking and shooting off the bench for Milwaukee, and he is really a big point guard at 6'7" that should fit right in with Milwaukee's switch-heavy defense. The Bulls will do this in a move to get some assets for a player who I'm not sure is a part of their long-term future, and a flyer on a young prospect like Wilson. However, given how bad DJ Augustin's play is and contract is right now, I could see the Bulls getting another asset or two in this move if they really try to probe Milwaukee for more assets. Next up, we have the Brooklyn Nets and JaVale McGee as their main target. This will be a hard trade to make given McGee's salary, and the Nets don't have contracts to really match up to McGee's contract unless they're giving up someone like Shamet in this deal, which wouldn't be the best move at all in my opinion. This would be more of a buyout for McGee with the Cavs, but he would be a great fit with the Nets to give them another big body and rim runner. I could potentially see a trade if there is one where the Cavs end up trading, say, McGee and 2 future second round picks for Shamet and filler, but in general I think a buyout is more likely for this move. Now next up, I have the Utah Jazz with no moves. The Jazz are on a roll and I don't think they should make any changes in my opinion. They don't have any glaring weaknesses and I think they should just stick with their current roster. But maybe signing a backup point guard on the free agent or buyout market would be a good move, and getting someone like Jeremy Lin can provide some playmaking and shooting off the bench. Now for the Phoenix Suns, I have Aaron Baines. I could see a trade of Javon Carter, Langston Galloway, and a second round pick to the Toronto Raptors for Aaron Baines happening. The Suns have been really good this season and they don't have many weaknesses on their team. The only thing you could really argue for is a backup center that could provide some more size in the second unit, and trading for their backup center from last season may be a good move. Baines has struggled with the Raptors this season, but returning to Phoenix in a system he knows well could help him get back on track. He would provide some solid rim protection and spacing for the Suns' second unit, and he should be pretty cheap to acquire in my opinion. The Raptors would do this move to get a small asset for a player who does not fit their system at all, and this would be a win-win move for both sides. Now taking a look at the Denver Nuggets, I have their main target as Thaddeus Young. I could see a trade of Will Barton and a future protected first round pick to the Bulls for Thaddeus Young occurring. The Nuggets will be getting a boost in the front court with the addition of Young, and Thad has been on fire this season from the field, shooting over 60% from the field. While he doesn't have a good 3-point shot, he's been so good scoring from everywhere else and has his hook shot that is almost always money, so he shouldn't really be a problem with his lack of spacing. He is also a great passer for a big and will provide some playmaking with the second unit, and his defense is also very good as well. The Nuggets would also be getting off of Barton's pretty bad contract in this move, and the Bulls will be getting a future first round pick for a player who doesn't really fit their timeline. And finally, I have the Portland Trailblazers with Harrison Barnes. A potential move that may work out would be Derrick Jones Jr., Rodney Hood, Nasir Little, and 2 future second round picks for Harrison Barnes. The Blazers will be getting an upgrade at their wing spot when fully healthy. A starting lineup of Lillard, McCollum, Barnes, Covington, and Nurkic is very well rounded and has essentially no weaknesses. Barnes would provide some scoring and actually playmaking to the team, and he has actually become an above average passer, which is surprising given how much of an ISO guy and bad passer he was back then with the Warriors and the Mavs. Portland would also not be giving up too much in this deal besides Little, who is a nice prospect, and 2 second round picks, but it's worth it for a player like Barnes who can help them with trying to win now. So that's a wrap. Thank you guys all for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video and want to see more daily NBA content just like this, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and also be sure to turn on post notifications so you can stay updated on when this video will be coming out. Also, be sure to follow me on the gram and hit me up if you want to talk about basketball or business. Just drop a comment down below my photo or DM me and I'll definitely try to get back to most of you guys there. Drop a comment down below which player do you think each NBA contender should trade for. Let me know if you agree with my list or not, as I'm definitely interested to see what you guys have to say here as well. So, without that being said, once again, thank you guys all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Peace.